So, Anja, first of all, congratulations on being recognised for the Lifetime Contribution Award for the eAssessment Association Awards. How did that feel when you heard the news that you've been honoured in this way?
Well, it was a real honor to me, and I was actually a bit surprised for such a big recommendation.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
As a member of the eAssessment Association board, we hear and we work with so many industry professionals who just show excellence in their work. I understand that your kind of main passions are around reliability and fairness. Just talk me through some of the work that you've done over the years in terms of assessment in general, linear and adaptive. Just tell me some of the highlights of your career.
Well, I started my career in I would call it solving mathematical puzzles to create assessments out of an item bank, select items out of an item bank in such a way that the most reliable test assessment will be created with a specified difficulty level, with reliability, and of course content specifications. That's to me a very interesting situation, and that eventually evolves into a situation where we may have even hundreds of parallel exam forms going live, which have to be exactly equally difficult. And that's quite an achievement. Not done by me, but done by the computer.
So, in terms of the work that you've done, you've worked on an international scale. I understand you've worked in Switzerland, Russia, Italy. You're currently doing some work on the Welsh Government project for nationalised testing. What is it about adaptive that do you think will revolutionise the assessment sector?
That's mainly efficiency. If you can shorten the assessment, you have some time left for education. And with a higher efficiency, you can make a choice, a shorter assessment, and invest the extra time in education, or maybe a more accurate measurement, whatever you need. And with that, you can achieve quite often a reduction of, let's say, up to 2/3 of the original test length. And that's, well, not a lot, but still a very nice profit that you can use for your learners to do something else, to learn, or maybe to have some free time and play outside.
So, in terms of you gave a presentation here to the audience at the Assessment Tomorrow conference, the assessment question here in London, and you talked about kittens and cats. And do you want to just expand on that a little bit? What is it about we need to be big cats in this world of adaptive?
Well, what I meant to say is that I'm from a research background, and then you see that research in adaptive testing is, well, not done, but all major issues have been solved. There are small issues left. So we know how to do adaptive testing from the point of research. But I noticed that that's quite something else than adaptive testing in an operation. And that's a bridge that I try to, a gap that I try to bridge. And that is similar to a nice play kitten who is very safe and cuddly in a nice, safe environment. But that's not the outside world of production. There you need a big, strong cat, like a tiger.
So it's a tiger that we need.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Do you see yourself as that tiger in the assessment world?
Well, I see myself as a person who tries to grow such a nice cuddly kitten into that big tiger. I'm not a tiger myself.
So, any words of wisdom to the assessment community? What would be your kind of advice to people over the next year? We obviously had the awards and we're recognising some great achievements. What words of wisdom would you put out there to people in the community?
Well, consider adaptive testing. Keep in mind that at this moment the state of technology is that far that it is still rather expensive, so don't be over-optimistic. But at the other hand, just try, investigate, and try to do it.
So try, and
Yes, and maybe you come to the conclusion that it's too far away for you, that it's too expensive for you. Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
You can't do everything right away, right now, but at least think about it, consider it, play with it, and just go ahead.
When we spoke earlier, you mentioned about you in your own career, you've had some successes, and it's not always a kind of a continuously. You don't achieve everything that you want to all the time. Is it what you're saying in terms of try it, learn from your mistakes, and keep on working at it?
Exactly, yes. And to give you an example of that, a few years ago I had an assignment for special education. Well, eventually we were successful in that, but to collect the data, to write the items, to collect also the budget from the finances to do this, it took us about 4 or 5 years. Well, we had hoped to do it in 1 year. Maybe in hindsight we should have said, well, we stopped this and we gave up. Well, that was not a real failure, but at least something that was a nasty surprise for some people. Yes.
Okay, so we need to keep trying at these things.
Yes, and if you don't investigate, you don't know.
Yeah.
So at least do that.
So I just wanted to finish finally by saying thank you on behalf of the eAssessment Association. Thank you for making the trip to come over here for the awards, and really thank you for your contribution to the assessment sector. Thank you, Angela.
Well, thank you.